let's do our first graphing example of this. So notice I have something in standard form here, and I want to try to write it in factored form, into vertex form. So I'm going to start by getting rid of this number because I notice that -1 is not half of 4, because half of 4 is 2, and -1 is not 2 squared. So I'm going to move the 1 to the other side with the y. And now I want to add right here the number that would be half of that number squared. So on this side, I'm going to make this something squared. And what I put inside the parenthesis is an x, and it's going to be a plus because this is plus. And the number that goes here is half of that number. What is half of 4? 2. So this, in order for it to factor like this, has to be 2 squared, because that would factor to x plus 2 times x plus 2. So since I added 4 to this side, I have to go add 4 to this side. So I have y plus 5. And now I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to move the 5 back to the other side. And now I'm ready to graph. These two numbers tell me my vertex. It's always the opposite of this number and the same sign as this number. So my vertex is at -2, -5. I know that since the number right here is a positive, it's going to open upward, and the number that's actually right there is a 1. So this is going to graph like the parent function. It's going to go from the vertex over 1, up 1, over 2, up 4, because 4 is 2 squared. So over 1, up 1, over 2, up 4. I could go 3, 9, 3, 9, but I really only need a couple points here to make my graph. So it's good. Let's go the other side. Let's graph a couple more here. Let's start with this one. I want to try to write this as a vertex form problem. So I'm going to start by moving the 15 to the other side. Now, the number that I put in this spot has to be whatever half of that number squared is. So I'm going to have this is going to be x, and half of 8 is 4. So what I'm going to put in that spot is 4 squared. And since I added 4 squared to this side, I have to go add 4 squared to this side, and 4 squared is 16. So on the left side, I have y plus 1, and on the right side, since this is a plus, this is a plus. I have x plus 4 squared, and then I want to move the 1 to the other side. So now I can graph. These are my vertex points. It's the opposite of this one, and the same as that one. So my vertex is at -4, -1. And I'm going to graph this like the parent function. So the number that's right here is really a 1. So I'm going to go 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. And then the points on the other side are going to be symmetric. So the graph looks something like this.